Right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Your saltwater guide with a new format, call in Fridays. Today we're going to try the calling in thing, but what's going to work better is if you guys try texting. It'll probably be easier if you text. But Kelly's going to field the calls. If you could text us and talk to us, we'll go over it and we'll see how it all works. But I'm just letting you know, don't forget Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show is the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th of March. We're going to be live up on stage talking. And we're also going to have a very big booth there at the show. Kelly and I will both be in the booth, and Elliot will be in the booth. And we got ProTech Offshore going to be in the booth. We have a simulator, so you can check out how the ProTech Offshore fighting grip works. You can pull on simulation of fish, and you can check it all out and see how it all works. And yeah, text us if you guys have anything you want me to talk about today. Feel free to text the phone number 949-374-0786. We'll get going and see what's happening.
Real quick, the guy that you talked to the other night before we went to Taba
Yeah.
wanted to know if San Pedro doesn't have live sardines, what's the next option?
Mike at San Pedro Bait.
If they don't have live,
He just said Nacho. If Nacho doesn't have them, then you got San Pedro
And
Bait.
they
And
don't
we'll
have
text them both the phone numbers after the show, I promise.
What if San Pedro doesn't have
Then there's nothing you can do. If they don't have any sardines, there are no sardines.
Okay.
So one of our clients was just called in and asked if they don't have any sardines at San Pedro and they don't have any sardines at Nachos, what can you do? Well, if your boat's a trailerable boat, you can go to Newport or Dana Point. But if it's not, you're going to kind of be stuck. Maybe one of the local tackle stores or something, you can get some sardines or something for bait. I know what he's looking for. He's trying to get bait to go lobster fishing. Okay, so Kelly, jump right over here. She's going to read a couple of questions. You can only do one at a time, Kelly, so don't get overwhelmed. A lot of questions coming in, gang. Thank you for participating. All right, so tell me the name of the person.
This is Chad Kamak.
All right, Chad.
He wants you to talk about how awesome surface irons work.
Oh my gosh. So Chad and I just got done with a great session surf fishing today. So Chad Kamak just text in. We were fishing up on the Pacific side. We went surf fishing today. Something different. There's not a big swell right now, so we went up there surf fishing. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing more fun than fishing the surface iron. When that thing's kicking and swimming all good, and that rooster fish or that pargo or that big giant needlefish comes up and just attacks that surface iron. That's one of the most funnest bites you could possibly have. Once you learn how to fish that surface iron, it is one of the most addicting fishings you could possibly have. All right, what is the next question?
Okay, I don't know who this is.
Okay.
I believe this is Elliot, but I'm not sure. Will you keep making videos on social media, and are you attending the Pacific Coast Fishing Festival in 2023?
They want to know. Elliot wants to know, are we going to keep making videos? We'd make 3 brand new videos every single day. We put 3 brand new videos out across all social media platforms every single day. 3 brand new videos. And one of the big questions we get asked all the time is, why are your videos only a minute long? And why are they in parts? Well, because Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube are all requesting these what they call reels, just like a fishing reel. They're called reels. This is the request of social media now, because no one has more than a minute to waste watching a video. So we make 1-minute videos. This is what all social media platforms are going to be showing. That's it. You're not going to see a lot of full-length videos from anybody anymore. So we make these 1-minute videos. That's the format that we do. We've been doing it for over a year. We get millions and millions of views, so it's working for us. So we're going to keep doing it, and we'll be at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. We'll be there the whole time. All right. Next question.
This is from Danny and Kim, and they want to know what's the best day to go to the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Festival.
Danny and Kim are asking, what is the very best day to go to the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show? Well, I'll tell you what. Saturday and Sunday are going to be absolutely off the hook, because most people have that JOB thing. So they're going to be coming on Saturday and Sunday. There's going to be a massive, you won't even believe the attendance on Saturday and Sunday. So if you don't have that JOB thing going on, which I know you don't, Dan, you guys come up. Thursday would probably be, although Thursday is probably going to be crazy. I don't know. With the following that we have now, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back or anything, but we have a massive following, mind-boggling. We get millions and millions of views a week across all social media. So I think it's going to be crazy every day. But if I was a betting man, I would say Thursday would be your best day. That's what I would think. Thursday is probably going to be the least amount of people. And all the exhibitors, everything will be open. Nothing will not be open on Thursday. So maybe Thursday if you're not wanting to see a million people. But if you've seen this Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show in the last few years, the line is mind-boggling. I'm not going to say that everybody's going to be there for me, but there's going to be a bunch of new people in line to see Captain Dave. So that line may be going around and around the building. You need to get there early. Parking is absolutely mind-boggling. The parking lot's so huge, there's a chance you can park 1.5 miles away because it's the Orange County Fairgrounds. If you've ever been there, that parking lot's humongous. So another question.
All right. I believe this is Mr. John Rowe, and he is
John Rowe with the question. John?
Do you have any spot for fishing shrimp or prawns around San Pedro, Catalina? Also, any good crab spots?
Okay, the shrimp and prawn thing, that thing's 800 feet of water, and that's pretty much a commercial fishery. I don't even think you can have spot prawns on the boat unless you're a commercial fisherman. Don't quote me, but I've never heard of anybody even trying to catch them. As far as what we have in Southern California, they're not the rock crabs they have back east. They call them stone crabs. They have a certain size that they're supposed to be. And the best area to fish those is out in the mud in like 90 to 110 feet of water. And there's no real set spot. They're just out crawling in the mud. We used to catch a lot of them off of the clam beds down off of San Onofre, from San Onofre down to Oceanside in 90 to 120 feet of water. A lot of the commercial guys catch them out there. Once lobster season's over, they throw a few traps out there for stone crab. But I don't know. That might work, John. That might not. It's a lot of throwing it in the mud, nilly-willy, just hoping the crabs crawl in there. All right, what do we got?
We don't have anything else. So
no other questions, gang? You guys, nobody's got nothing. All you have to do is text the number 949-374-0786. Kelly Girl's answering all the questions. You get to text her and talk to her.
This is my one chance to
Gang,
work, Dave. And
this Kelly's she's put aside this time. We thought it would be crazy. She had put it away this time. She's not taking care of the monkey. She's not taking care of the cat. She's not taking care of the rogue cats that roam around the neighborhood. She's actually focused on it. And nobody's got any questions.
No, there aren't too many
All right. Well, then,
questions.
like I told you, I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is, gang, why are you not a member of your saltwater guide? You own a boat in Southern California. You need information when you go fishing. Where are you getting your information from? Please text us that. Let us know where you're getting your information from. Gang, if you were part of our Zoom call the other night, what we're trying to do with your saltwater guide is we're trying to change the culture of fishing on the West Coast. Out here on the West Coast, it's been kind of a real cutthroat fishery out here. Not a lot of sharing. People like myself, we got crucified for sharing information. I've been doing it. I've been sharing information for well over 20 years, and I've been crucified. Now, all of a sudden, in the last 4 years, all these other people, we have sport boat captains now that have built websites where they share information. We have a couple of other guys in the industry that have websites that it's all about sharing information now. And it's like everybody's all excited about it. Well, gang, there's only one person that's been fishing on private boats for the last 30 years that's more than willing to help all of you private boaters. I understand how it all works. We got a question.
Okay, Andy wants to know, where was your favorite place to fish Catalina when you were a kid?
My favorite
You're
place.
still a kid.
My favorite place to fish Catalina when I was a kid. Like Kelly said, I'm still a kid. Catalina is magical to me. The whole island is magical. I love going over there and fishing, and then swinging in the afternoon, getting a mooring ball and going up, and our monkey is screaming. He misses Kelly. But where are some of my favorite spots to fish? The middle of between Avalon and Long Point, there's a place called K20. Back in the day, K20, we would anchor up there early in the morning, and we'd start a slow chum line, and there would literally, and this was in the 70s, there would be bass, barracuda, bonita, and bluefin tuna at K20, at Sally's Galley, at Gallagher's. And then Justin Botrell, you're absolutely right. One of the most magical places on the island to fish forever and ever and ever was Italian Gardens. Right when you go around Long Point, and then you start to slide into that big cove just above Long Point, that's called Italian Gardens. And that place was phenomenal. There's a family of black sea bass there. They're still there right now. I can put you right on them if you want to just go see them and dive with them. They live in 90 feet of water. There's probably 30 of them now. The average fish is 200 pounds. The mom and dad are up there in the 500 to 600 pounds, and then all the kids. And there's a bunch of kids, and there's a lot of 100-pounders in the family. It's pretty amazing, Italian Gardens. Many, many times they're fishing yellows or fishing bass. Those blacks would come up behind the boat chasing yellowtail and chasing bonita and chasing calico bass. The place is pretty magical. But thanks to the MLP, we'll never be allowed to fish in there again. And I was reading an article a couple days ago about somebody was saying on over on one of those other websites where you get information from, that he can't wait for the MLPs to open. Well, Kelly and I were at the meeting, the 5-year meeting. And I know it's hard to believe, but I don't have a filter. So when they were feeding a bunch of crap to everybody, I got up in the middle of the meeting. I said, hold on, stop. I said, see all these men and women behind me? We're all in the sport fishing industry. We took time out of our lives and away from our families to come here to find out. The only question we all want to know, we don't want to know any of this other crap. We want to know, are you going to open up the MLP like you promised us you would after 5 years? I'm going to tell you all, this is exactly what we were told. As long as the structure is in the MLPs, they will always stay closed. So that means they'll be closed forever. They're never going to be open. I got up at that moment. I left the meeting because I have other things to do besides listen to a bunch of baloney. And that's all that comes out of those people's mouths is straight baloney. But the MLP's gone forever. Those areas will never open again. My children will never, my boys got to fish it, but my grandkids will never get to fish the most beautiful place in the world to fish, Laguna Beach, California. That's closed forever. Italian Gardens is closed forever, and so many other places. We have another question?
We do.
Okay, we have another question.
I don't know who this is, but he may be O'Brien, but I'm not sure. Okay, but anyhow, he wants to know what weight class rods do you use for what fish?
Okay, this is a question about the rods and reels that I use for what type of fish. Okay, what I'm using 9-foot PCH rods. Those are my go-to. If I don't have my 9-foot PCH rod, I don't even feel like fishing. I have a plethora of them, from medium heavy, and extra heavy. The extra heavy I'm using for my jig rods and for my bigger bait, drop back marlin, fly line, mackerel, stuff like that. Then the medium ones I'm using for fly line anchovies, fly line sardines. And then the medium heavies I'm using for fishing the plastics and rubber lures. And then what am I going to team them up with? Well, I have a plethora of the Tesoro reels that I've showed you guys. The Star Drag, that's my go-to reel. I I know that a lot of you have that lever drag, and that comes in handy once in a while. I understand it. And then clicking into low gear, high gear, all that stuff. I guess somewhere down the line you're going to need it. I've never, ever in my life fishing. I'm not talking about a passenger. I'm not talking about you, Ralph, hooked up to your big tuna. I'm talking about me, Dave Hansen, personally. This is how I fish. I've never used the low gear on a reel. I hate lever drag because I can't adjust the drag during the battle. I'm old school. I'll always be old school. It's the way I was raised. Star drag is my reel of choice. That's why I love the Tesoro series. The PCH rods with the Tesoro series reels are my go-to. The 10 and the 5 Tesoros. 10s and 5s, that's it. I can catch anything I want to fish for. Let me explain something to you. I don't enjoy fishing for big bluefin. I don't enjoy fishing for big marlin. I don't enjoy fishing for fish that hurt me. That's not my deal. Like when I ran the Wild and Sack and we were whaling on those big bluefin, I left the rod in the rod holder so we could put more of them on the boat quicker, and I would catch them with the 65-foot Hatteras. That's how I do it. I'm not into the big giant fish. I like fishing those rods for the smaller fish. That's my deal, because you asked what I like to do. Yeah, we got another question here. Just came in.
Okay, this is from Scott, and he wants to know what's the best time to book a charter with you next year. And then also, I think a lot of people want to know how, if somebody wanted to book a charter with you, explain to them what's going on with that. So, but this is from Scott, and he also wanted to thank you for supporting WOW always.
All right, gang. Scott, thank you very much. So Scott just first of all wanted to thank me for supporting WOW. That's War Heroes on Water. I've been a part of it since the very infantile day when it first started, when Anthony and Rod started to put it together. And it's where we go out fishing with the War Heroes. And if you haven't seen it or you don't know anything about it, it's put on by Freedom Alliance and Anthony Shea. And we put together a bunch of men and women, and we go fishing for 3 days out in the middle of the ocean. It's pretty spectacular. But gang, here's the deal. I live in Cabo San Lucas. I have access to quite a few different charter boats. I usually just go with you guys. When you come down here, I find out what level you want to go at, and we go on a Ponga or we go on one of the bigger charter boats or whatever. But me personally, I'm not doing it for a living anymore, gang. I did it for 48 years. Believe me, it allowed me to stay at a level of broke like you can't even believe. And I'm tired. I'm old. I'll go fishing with you guys when you come down here to Cabo. We'll go out on a great boat. We'll go have fun. We'll go fish. We'll have a good time. But as far as running charter boats anymore, I don't do it. I'm not participating in it. But I will take care of you and make sure. And I'll go with you whenever you come. But we're in Cabo San Lucas. That's what's going on down here.
So what would be the best time to book a tuna charter?
If you wanted to come down here, you want to go to Southern California. In Southern California, you're going to call my good buddy Justin Botrell, and it's going to be right now. It's getting dark way too early, so I would start looking at those dates: May, June, July, August. If it's anything like it's been in the last since 2015, I don't know how to 7 years. If it's anything like it's been in the last 7 years, you want to get booked sooner than later because the good dates are going to go. And Justin's got a great website, Justin Botrell. Bowline Sport Fishing. You can check out his website. That's who I would suggest going with because he fishes my way. He fishes the way Dave Hansen fishes.
Would the time be about the same months at here?
Down in Cabo San Lucas, we start seeing that yellowfin tuna trickling into our area around the beginning of July, August, September, October. As the water gets super warm, that fish starts to move in with the dolphin pods. And yeah, that's what I would look at. I'd be looking at that if I was going to come down here to Cabo. But gang, if you come into Cabo, let me explain something to you. If you're coming to Cabo, let's fish for stuff that you can't fish anywhere else. Bucket list fish, rooster fish. Kelly loves to rooster fish. I totally enjoy it. You're not going to be able to do that in very many places on the planet Earth. I've caught rooster fish winter, spring, summer, and fall down here because I'm that guy. I like to rooster fish really a lot, and it's a bucket list fish. You can catch yellowfin tuna, you can catch marlin, you can catch dorado, all in Southern California. So when you come to Cabo, do something you can't do. I don't understand why people come down here just to fish for marlin or tuna. Fish for rooster fish or pargo or Sierra or stuff that you can't get in SoCal. Inshore fishing is really good down here. It's really good.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions,
Yeah,
Kelly?
we do
Okay,
have
hang
more.
in there, gang. We got a couple more.
Okay, Darren would like to know, what is your favorite local spot in San Diego under 100 feet? Under 100 feet.
That pipe, the Point Loma pipe, is very diverse fishery there. There's a yellowtail on that thing sometimes of the year. There's very good calico bass fishing. There's really good rockfish fishing out that pipe. You could sneak out on the pipe, get out in 200 feet of water, catch some rockfish. So you got fish to take home. Then you can slide into the inner part of that pipe. That Point Loma pipe is so unbelievable. When I first came down there and fished that thing the very first time back in the 90s, I couldn't even believe you guys had that in your backyard. And I can go there with you on your boat tomorrow and we can catch stuff that you can't even believe lives here. The lingcod fishing on that pipe is world renowned. It's phenomenal.
What about Del Mar? Or how's Del Mar?
Up in Del Mar, calico bass fishing is very, very good when you have good bait and good downhill current. That kelp bed there on the upper end of the racetrack at Del Mar, really good, but it's one of those areas that's kind of closed from the MLP, so I'd have to look at my map. I haven't been there in a very long time, so don't quote me. It might not even be open anymore.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, we got another question.
Okay, Kyle wants to
Kyle,
Kyle would like to know,
thank you.
any news on the new Rockfish Regs for 2023?
Kyle, that's a great question. I would love to answer that. Kyle, if you, Kelly's got your text message, I will send you a message about the new rockfish regulations. We're not talking about those right now. We're not gonna talk about it. Sorry, I'm not gonna talk about it on here. I'm not gonna be recorded. I'm not gonna do it.
All right, you'll get back to them.
I'll get back to you, Kyle. As soon as this is over, I'll text you.
Okay.
We can talk.
Mike Lewis would like to know.
My man, Mike. There is nobody. There used to be one other person. Mike Lewis sends me stars every single day. Mike, you're my #1 fan. I love you, Mike. Thank you very much. You're helping feed our monkey every day. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right.
Here we go. Millions of bait fish in the barrens around his boat in Oxnard. He wants to know if these can be used for rock fishing. If so, is there a specific sabiki to use or other ways to catch them?
Well, Mike Lewis, that's a great question. They make a net. It's kind of a neat thing. It's kind of a square. I don't even know what it's called, but it's square, and when you lift it up, and somebody on here's watching and that knows the net. Each corner, it's got like almost like coat hanger wire going out to make it a square. And then each corner of the rope is tied to going into a bridle into the middle where you can lift it with one rope. I don't even know if I'm describing it right or not, but you lay that in the water, you sprinkle breadcrumbs with those bait fish you see, then you slowly pull the net up with those, and you probably are either jack smelt or grunion, and both of those are going to work very, very well to catch rock fishing. Yes, you can do it. It's totally legal. It's not a throw net. You cannot use a throw net in California. Those of you on the East Coast, Texas, where you guys make all your bait with the throw net, we're not allowed to do that in Southern California. We are not allowed to do that. Well, there's a lot of things we're not allowed to do here in Southern California that don't make sense. And I'm on your team too, but yeah, we're not allowed to use the throw net here. So you're going to have to use that net. And I don't know what the name of it, Mike Lewis, but I'm going to look it up when we're done here, and we'll text you and send you a message, tell you what it is. Any more questions, Kelly girl?
Yes, John would like to know.
John who?
John Rowe. He would like
John
to know,
Rowe again.
What is your favorite way to eat bonito?
Okay, that's a great question. I love bonita. I love eating bonita. I love every part about bonita. I think they're a great fish for the industry. They're excellent. Only people that don't like bonita are people that don't know how to cook them. What we do is the minute we catch them, we bleed them. and then we throw them on ice, and then we wait till they're nice and firm. Then we'll fillet them. And it's like a yellowfin tuna. It's a type of tuna. So when you fillet the bonita, you get that red meat down the middle, that dark meat line, and it's got some bones in it. You trim that off and you throw that away. Now you got two of the most white meat tuna loins you've ever seen. You take those. What I like to do is I cut them up into chunks. I'll put them in a casserole pan with some sweet butter and some sauteed sweet Maui onion, and I'll put those in the saucepan, and I'll bake it in the oven at 350 degrees for 12 minutes. You preheat the oven, and then you put it in there for 12 minutes, and I pull it out, and I put the meat in the refrigerator, get it cooled down, then I flake it all up, and I make tuna fish sandwiches out of it, and it's extraordinary. Bonita is my oldest son's very most favorite fish to eat. He can get any kind of fish he wants because he's got a cool dad, but he loves bonita, and so do I. There's nothing wrong with bonita if you prepare them right, you bleed them, and you get them out of the water, and you get them on ice right away. They're a great table fare, and anybody that tells you they're not, they're lying.
Okay, your wife has a question. When do you cook? I'm just kidding.
Kelly has a question. When do I cook? When Kelly refuses to cook.
I don't ever cook.
All right.
Okay, here we go. This is from Sean Doyle.
Sean Doyle, my man. Sean won $1,000 from your saltwater guide. Got $1,000 cash put in his account immediately.
Wow.
Because he was sharing, he was doing what I asked him to do. He was posting, he was taking care of stuff during that wide open Dorado bite. Sean had a lot of people looking at his post, and thank you, Sean, for all your support.
Well, he would like to know what your all-time favorite tuna troll jig is.
Okay, it's called the Mean Joe Green. It's small. It's about 6 inches. It's made by Zucker. It's got a green head, and then it's got a green and black feather. 1 or 2 black feathers, and the rest are green, and the head's green. That's my go-to always behind the boat, that feather. And then my other always behind the boat is the cedar plug, the natural colored cedar plug, the wood colored cedar plug. The cedar plug and that feather are the two go-to, the green and black with the green head.
Okay, so John sent a question. This is John. I don't have his last
There's
name.
another John, not John Rowe, another John.
He wants to know what can you tell him about the Coronado Islands during this time of year. What is your favorite, and also what is your favorite thing to fish for there?
All right, gang. This is a question that goes to the website, but we're going to answer it for you. We have normally every Thursday at 3:30 in the afternoon, we put out a game plan across all of our website, and it covers everything from the Channel Islands to the Mexican border and the Coronado Islands. You need to be a member of the website, John. All these questions will be answered, plus the game plan. Gang, if you're not a member of my website and you're just figuring out where to go when the plumber comes over to your house and you heard he fishes, so you go, where'd you go? That's lame. Gang, I give you everything you need to be successful. I know $9.99 is a lot of money to ask for, and I understand that. I want to give you the info for free too. We just lost Instagram because your phone went dead.
Oh no.
Yep, we knew that was going to happen though.
Okay.
So,
You're gonna plug it in?
John, you want to be a member of my website, but as far as the Coronados go right now, I have a pitch and game plan going on right now. What's going on at the Coronados? Really good bonita fishing. That bonita even bled into Point Loma yesterday. I guess there was some good bonita fishing on the half-day boats off of Point Loma. So that didn't make our game plan because we were covering the artificial reefs. But there's some bonita to catch it at the Coronados right now, trolling those feathers, trolling the cedar plugs. And the areas, it wouldn't be fair to our members. If you really want to know what the areas would be, you'd go to our website, sign up, get the game plans. But this time of year, normally the Coronado Islands really slow. So everyone's rockfish fishing out there. And then all of a sudden, someone will stumble into some of that yellowtail or that bonita because the monkey is going bananas because he can hear us talking, but we're downstairs and he doesn't like that. I don't know if you guys can hear if it's bleeding over on here, but he is screaming bloody murder up in his room.
Okay. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another question. This is great. I love this question thing. We'll do this every Friday, gang. We're gonna do this every Friday. People are into it. I don't mind. You know me. I love to talk.
Okay, this is from Darren again. Darren going deep. He wants to know how is the surf fishing around Oceanside in late fall, winter? What's the best artificials to use?
Well, that's great, Darren. The areas around Oceanside, those the break wall, the south side of Oceanside Harbor, between the break wall and the beach right there, really good. You get a lot of barred surf perch, stuff like that in the wintertime, little halibut. One of the most prolific baits and it works phenomenal. And I know a lot of people don't like him. I love Chad. He's one of my friends. But the hookup bait, that thing works phenomenal in the surf. Twitch, twitch, let it drop, 2 cranks. Twitch, twitch, let it drop, 2 cranks. Using 6-pound or 4-pound and the little tiny hookup baits, the small ones, and twitching them in the surf line when the surf's not real big. Also, as you start to move down from Oceanside, and they got those break walls where it captures the sand as you cruise along down there. And then also as you're walking the beach south of Oceanside, you're going to look for all those different rocks. There's different rocks setting off the water. There's surf perch and halibut around most of those rocks. And then as we start to get into the spring, we start to get quite a few corvina down there. And it's going to be on the sand crabs, the soft-shelled sand crabs, if you can get them. But they'll eat that hookup bait all day. You match the color, the whites. The white hookup baits are probably the best go-to when that sand crab gets in there and that corvina gets in on the beach. Any more questions, Kelly?
Yes. This is from, I don't know, hold on. This is Danny and Kim.
Okay, Danny and Kim again.
And they wanted to, will you teach the monkey to watch the jig lines and yell, hook up? He's yelling, so maybe he wants to learn.
We're going to teach the monkey a lot of stuff. The problem is that monkey that we got, he was a rescue monkey. He was in a really bad place when Kelly and I got him. He's starting to really come around. He loves Kelly. He spends a lot of time on Kelly's head or on her shoulder or on her back. He's coming around to me, but I'm big and loud and noisy. And plus, I'm Kelly's husband. He's super jealous of me. So we got any more questions, honey?
You know what? Right now, no.
Yeah, I sharpen my knives all the time, you knucklehead. Yep. All right, gang. So.
Oh, we just got a comment from John, the John Week. We're not sure about his last name, but he just commented that he was like he likes this. Keep doing these every Friday.
All right. So every Friday is going to be text message us Friday. We'll talk. Think of your questions. But gang, I'm telling you, if you enjoyed this and you understand, there's not a lot of things that go on with the fishing that I don't know about. Been in this industry my whole life. My dad's been in it since 1947. He was the dawn of sport fishing. They named Dana Point Harbor after him. We kind of have some street cred to go along with our little attitude. Okay, why would you not be a member of our website? This is what you get on our website every single day. Info, info, info. Info is the most important thing you could possibly have. Info is so important. If you're going to fish and you don't have any info, you're sucking. You're just cheating on yourself with the price of fuel, the price of your boat, the price of the dock, the price of your insurance, and everything else that goes into fishing. Why would you not want to go to the best website ever built for fishermen? Your Saltwater Guide. Check it out. Send us a text if you want to know about some smoking hot deals. Our holiday gift deal is absolutely smoking. A lot of people are taking advantage of that. But we have different levels. We can get you in any way you want. YourSaltwaterGuide.com. Send us a message, 949-374-0786. We will get to it. Gang, I know a lot of you have a lot of stuff going on. It's Friday. It's 12:30. Some of you's lunch over. Thanks for watching us. Thanks for always being a part of the show. Thanks for watching all the cool videos. I'll keep making them as long as you keep watching them. We're still blown away by the amount of views we get every month. We are just blown away. We got anything else, Kel? All right, gang. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Kelly's going to come over and say goodbye to everybody. She's going to. No, she's not. She's not saying goodbye to everybody. All right. Thank you all very, very much. We're going to go back to taking care of our monkey. See ya on Monday. Be safe. Be kind to each other. Turn off the news. They're all lying. Here she's going to say
Wait,
goodbye.
quick.
There she is.
Bye.
Here,
Oh, stop.
say goodbye to the people on Facebook.
Bye.
There you
Bye,
go.
everybody on Facebook.
Love you. Bye, honey.
Bye.